This is Speedway Showcase. In this episode, we travel west to the Ransomville Speedway, where the Patriot Sprint Tour invades for the first time this year. The teams are tuned up, and so are we, as we get the green flag on the 2017 season. Coming up next on Speedway Showcase.
Hello and welcome to Speedway Showcase, where we take you to dirt tracks throughout the Northeast. Today, we're in Ransomville, New York. Niagara Falls is just a few miles away to our north and west. We're here today at Ransomville Speedway for the Patriot Sprint Tour. Winged 360 sprint car action on tap tonight. Rich Fleck is my partner here in the booth. He is a former series announcer. Rich, got to be fun for you to be here with some people you know at a track, Ransomville, that's very unique.
This is exciting to see. You got drivers that don't always race this track on one where track experience is critical. Yeah, they put the wings on, they go faster. Looks like a clear night. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Wait and see. At the end of this episode, you could see some drivers that maybe didn't have their best event.
It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're so glad you're with us tonight. Another guy who's with us is Paul Small. He's over in the pit area right now.
They're fast, they're wild, and they're unpredictable. These are the 360 sprint cars of the Patriot Sprint Tour that you'll see tonight on Speedway Showcase. A 1,400-pound purpose-built race car powered under the hood by a 360 cubic inch fuel-injected engine. But the most obvious feature of these sprint cars are the wings. There's the nose or stabilizer wing to keep the front end down on the racetrack, and then there's this massive top wing that the drivers can actually adjust from inside the cockpit. This creates huge downforce, which means cornering speeds much faster than the average dirt track car.
Thanks, Paul. Rich, we talked on it a little bit in the open there, but this really is one of the more unique racetracks we'll see all year long.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a hard wall on the outside of the corners, and it's really slick in the middle. And then it is a moat on the front straightaway. We'll talk more about that later. You know, I've been here to a lot of sprint car races in the past, and it's never fared well for the rookies. Experience seems to matter. And this track could go a whole bunch of different ways, too. It'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's a true paperclip, and there are a lot of drivers here who have never seen this place before. We had a chance to ask the drivers in the pit area, what is it like here at Ransomville?
It can be very different from time to time that we're here. We've been here when it's been real wet and real dry, so it's tricky and it's fast.
Oh, the conditions are always changing here. You start out pretty wet, it gets pretty dry, slick. By the end of the night, there's always a good car count here at the track. A lot of fast guys.
It's a long straightaway, really tight corners, and there's a little bit more progressive banking than what we're normally used to.
The long straights and the tight corners, the corners are definitely, you have to have your car just right to be able to get off and not push out into that moat on the front stretch. I know you got the moat on the front stretch, but I kind of like tracks like this. It kind of looks wet. You can run on the walls, so I'm excited for tonight.
The moat. 110% the moat.
Well, it is going to be interesting, Rich, hearing from some of these drivers, but I know you've got some folks you're looking at as well.
Well, there's a lot of drivers that have never won here at Ransomville in a sprint car. And they could be in the mix, but all the cards and the stars would have to align. Then there's a guy like Jared Zimbardi, and really no matter where he starts, he is going to be a factor tonight. His second career win was right here at Ransomville, and that was 10 years ago, and since then, almost every night in the top three. Keep an eye on the number 35.
He's a former series champion. He's down in the pits right now with our Paul Small.
Jared Zimbardi has had a pretty solid start to the season, winning 3 of the first 5 Patriot races, and you've won 3 of the last 5 here at Ransomville, Jared, so it sounds like you've got this place's number.
Well, we like this place, and we work hard during the week to get those wins, and things have been going really well for us. We'd like to keep it going that way, and it looks like the track's going to be pretty nice. They've done a lot of work to this place, and but you never know what can happen. You could be running good. I mean, we've drawn pole position the last 3 times, so I know I got some 8s if I get in the redraw. So we're probably going to have to start coming from behind here a little bit. So hopefully we can get up through there.
Anytime there's a Patriot Sprint Tour race, this guy's always a favorite to win.
Jared and the rest of the teams are tearing up the track right now during the brief hot lap practice session in preparation for the all-important heat races, which are coming up on the other side of the break. So keep it tuned right here to Speedway Showcase. Welcome back to Ransomville Speedway, today featuring the Patriot Sprint Tour at one of the more unique racetracks here in New York State. First of 3 qualifying heat races, and Rich, we've got a good field here in this first qualifier, and we'll be riding on board with Joe Trenka, grandson of longtime car owner Ron Mucci.
Yeah, and he's going to have to start from the middle of the pack. Passing points are in procedure here, which basically means the top 2 finishers in each of the qualifiers will make it into the A-main redraw, and then there'll basically be 2 wild card spots. The key is get up into those top 2 spots or finish third after starting further back in the pack. Riding also with Kelly Hebing, interestingly enough, she is Joe Trenka's girlfriend, so they know each other pretty well. Here is the lineup. They have them starting together on row number 2. And again, passing points a big thing here. It's a little bit different than a lot of shows where top 3 are automatically getting in. You can start at the back, finish 4th, and you're good. Exactly. Now you have an open draw process, and that gave Josh Ozzie the front row, along with local favorite Derek Jonathan. We're underway. And Jonathan jumps out to the quick start. He's from nearby Lewiston, and you can see he goes right to the bottom, gets a good run out of turn 2, kind of puts a little distance between himself quickly and the rest of the field. Yeah, the track in great shape right now. They had to take a while to get the facility back under control, and this is the first division hitting the track since it's been regroomed, and you can see a very smooth surface right now, and the sprint cars really letting it eat, as Hebing has 3rd, Trenka in 4th, and Jonathan Preston in spot number 5. Yeah, they actually had a meeting right before that and gave them the option of being the first group on the track or running another division and then going out there, and the teams decided, yeah, let's get out there right now as we watch the battle for 4th right here looking out the back of the Joe Trenka car. Yeah, Joe Trenka had a good start so far this season, a couple of top 5 runs. Jonathan Preston doing the same. Preston, the son of Ray Preston, longtime sprint car competitor, Hebing, the daughter of Chuck Hebing. And then we already mentioned Joe Trenka's lineage, so a lot of 2nd and 3rd generation stars in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yeah, and of course Kelly Hebing's never been here before either. She really doesn't have a lot of 360 experience, primarily running in the 305, so she's going to have her hands full here tonight, but actually doing a real nice job right now. Yeah, so is Josh Ozzie right in front, but I like the story Hebing told right in the early part of the night. We interviewed her and said, hey, what did your dad tell you about racing this place? And she said, stay out of the trees, because that happened about 5 years ago where he ended up in turn number 3. And that's where Derek Jonathan is and nobody else. He is out to about a 4 or 5 second advantage over Josh Ozzie. And as you mentioned, Doug, this is his 11th year sprint car competition, and he is from right down the road in Lewiston, New York, a full-time runner with the Patriot Sprint Tour. So one of 2 chances for him to run in front of his friends and family. And here's the battle for 3rd. This could be for a redraw position here as we watch our leader now go through 1 and 2 for the final time. Yeah, looks to be clean and green. Again, he will make the redraw, as will Josh Ozzie if they can hang in the top 2 spots. You see the brake rotor glowing in between the rear tires. Comes off at turn number 4 and picks up his first heat race win at his hometown track. And only 1 brake rotor in the back, too. Something makes sprint cars unique. Ozzie in 2nd, Hebing 3rd, Jonathan Preston in 4th, and Joe Trenka rounds out the top 5 as the rest of the field comes by the line. And you see Kelly Hebing, we give her that little yellow chiclet on the number 3. That means she's not in the redraw yet. It's still to be determined if she'll get basically one of those wild card spots into the top 8 redraw. And that's just the reality of passing points. We have to kind of wait and see what happens in the other heats, right, Rich? Absolutely. Boy, that was a quick heat race, about 2 minutes and 5 seconds run. Derek Jonathan very quick in that number 81. And, of course, a lot of the teams that are still going out watching that racetrack to see how things rolled out here. Steve Collins, though, he's in the pits right now, and he was in a crash the last time, and it appears they might have some issues they might have not taken care of. Yeah, well, the track grooming was going on. Steve had to do some work on his car with his crew, and here's what he had to say about that.
Oh, we had a radiator hose that started leaking from the damage we got last week. We broke the radiator mount, and from that being a little loose, it rubbed on a hose, and we got a little leakage there. So we got it swapped out, and everything should be okay now.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just the reality, Rich, right? You have a crash one night, you think you got everything all set, and then you get to the track, and whoops, we still have a problem.
But again, we had a lot of time in between the hot laps and these heat races to get it fixed, so we'll see what he can do from a little bit further back in the pack. Kyle Drum and the 67R of Pete Richardson will lead us to green. And
there's Steve Collins inside row number 3. And Jordan Thomas, I love this story here. His dad was a sprint car racer back in the 80s and 90s.
Spider Thomas.
Yes, and now his son taking over for him now, and I think he's only like 19 years old, going to college, and good to see the young and the second-generation drivers following in their father's footsteps.
Well, Kyle Drum's going to lead the field into turn number 1 and 2 with a healthy advantage to battle on for third, and Doc Steve Collins already has that spot. Now remember, with the passing points, he started in 5th. He's up 2 positions to 3rd. That would be good enough to get one of those wild card redraw spots for the A-Main.
And he is a general practitioner, so he deals with everything from broken arms to sinus infections. I kind of used him as a doctor before the race to ask him about my cold and get some advice on how to get over that. So a good guy to know as we watch this battle here for 5th place.
Yeah, Jordan Thomas setting up the X of Dan Bennett. Bennett from right down the road in Lockport. And Jordan Thomas making one of the longest tows of the night, one of 2 or 3 Pennsylvania competitors in this field, the lone Canadian right behind him in Chris Steele. And you see Thomas just trying to diamond the corner, now drives down to the bottom of the X. That's a key battle as they work off the corner for spot number 5.
Yeah, you mentioned from Pennsylvania, no easy way to get from anywhere in Pennsylvania up here to Ransomville as Thomas goes to the inside and makes the pass.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed. The driver, he knows how to go fast, had a top 3 at the Outlaw Speedway in the season opener earlier in the year, comes into the night in the 6th position in the points.
Meanwhile, here we are with Kyle Drum, and I don't know, did he take a break there for a little bit? He was all over the place a few years ago, and then we didn't see him, Rich.
Well, you say a few years ago, it was about 13, 14 years ago.
That long ago?
Yeah, full-time runner with the Patriot Sprint Tour. In the inaugural season back in 2003, was 2nd in points, ran a few more years after that, and walked around to some other divisions, classes of cars, drove for some other people, but back in his own ride, and doing a nice job. Picked up 2 wins last year, and the driver, the number 47, is checked out. Then you've got Pete Richardson in 2nd, and Steve Collins there running in 3rd. You saw him with the onboard as they come around to the white flag. It looks like those 3 would make the redraw if these spots hold for one more lap.
And you can see there is a little bit of tackiness on the track. Already got a little clay on our cameras. We watch Kyle Drum now as he hits 3 and 4 for the final time.
And that car very fast for the number 47. He is going to score the win and picks up his 3rd qualifying heat race win in the last 4 starts here at Ransomville.
He loves this place right here. Richardson in 2nd. Good run for him. Driver without a lot of experience. So a solid run for him. Steve Collins in 3rd. And Dane Lawrence in 4th, followed by Jordan Thomas. So our first heat race now complete. What did we learn from this, Rich? Or second heat race, excuse me.
Well, the track very fast. The lap times turned down right there for Kyle Drum, now into the 14-second range. That's some of the quickest laps we've ever seen turned here. Of course, the World of Outlaws will be a little bit faster later in the year.
True.
But great run there for Kyle Drum. Should be in the mix. These are the type of racetracks he does the best at. He knows how to go fast and hit his marks almost every single lap.
We still have one more heat race to go, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Speedway Showcase.
It's been 60 years in the making in Niagara County. Competition, excitement, teamwork, and family-friendly fun await you at Ransomville Speedway, where Friday nights in Western New York takes on a whole different meaning. Fans and spectators alike have come out to see hairpin turns and heart-pounding action at the #1 dirt track on the Niagara frontier, Ransomville Speedway. Come out and witness history in the making at Ransomville Speedway off Braley Road, or get your tickets at ransomvillespeedway.com today.
Prestige Pool and Spa is ready to make a big splash this summer with everything you need for your pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, you can trust all your pool and spa needs to Frank Connolly. Looking for a pool, chemicals, parts and supplies? Stop by or give us a call today. We have just what you need and just what you're looking for. Prestige Pool and Spa at the corner of Route 5 and Wood Road, Vernon. Your full-service pool and spa headquarters.
You
you wanted the best, they're coming four abreast. It's the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Cars. The premiered wing warriors battle it out. The World of Outlaws Superstars. The greatest show on dirt is coming. The World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series returns for one huge night. It's the Big R Outlaw Shootout presented by Budweiser. Tickets on sale now at worldofoutlaws.com. The greatest show on dirt. Sunday, July 23rd, Ransomville Speedway.
Heat Race 3 is getting ready to go here at the Ransomville Speedway, and starting on the pole will be local veteran Dave Just. Just ran at the Big R for decades in sportsman action, but back in 2013 decided to head out on the road with the Patriot Sprint Tour. That makes the stops at Ransomville even more special for Dave, who chatted with Paul Small earlier tonight.
There's nothing like racing in your own backyard, and that's the case for Dave Just, a Ransomville resident. You finished as high as third here, but I'm sure you feel like this place ought to give you one.
I don't so much want to give me one. I'll earn it. I have no problems with that, but I like to catch a little break once in a while here.
Yeah, your luck hasn't been the greatest here, has it?
Oh, it's been really good. It's just been bad. You got to say how it is, you know? Yeah. We had a bad misfortune in practice, a run last year, and then we come back for the second show, and unfortunately we had a rookie not understand what the mode is, and that was a bad night too.
And what he's talking about, Rich, we talked a little about the moat, but it's a little area that's dug out between the front stretch and the grandstand. It used to be about 3 or 4 feet deep, not as deep right now, but boy, you still get into that little dip and it'll upset any race car. I don't care what you're running, right, Rich?
Especially if you're not aware where it is.
Yeah.
Now, here's Jared Zimbardi starting in fourth here in this final qualifier. Probably needs to get to the top two to make the redraw as they rumble through turn number 1 and 2, and Dave Just will take the lead over Jordan Gibler, the Pennsylvania competitor, who's in second.
Yeah, and he's actually running a 358 sprint, which is very common down in the Pennsylvania area. Said he was going to be down a little on power, but doesn't look it so far as he sees Zimbardi making some moves, and he is now up to position number 3.
Right. Now, we saw Kelly Hebing go 4th to 3rd in her heat race, but because she ran in an early heat race, would get the tiebreaker. So Zimbardi, as it sits right now at the passing points, would have to move up one more position to make the top 8 redraw. That could be all critical here tonight as passing is at a premium. Boy, Darryl Ruggles up the banking a little bit in turn number 2. We got a little wheel hopping, and here comes Denny Peebles in the number 3.
And here's Zimbardi. Do you think he knows that he has to get this spot, that this is a key, or is he just racing?
Boy, that's hard to say, Doug, because anytime you go forward and finish in the top 3, you have a decent chance to make the redraw. I bet you he is questionable in his own mind, but he dives down to the inside. He's got a quicker car than Gibler does. Zimbardi won 3 of the last 5 races here. This is the first time for the number 90 to the Big R.
I love that shot. See how much they're wrestling that wheel. This is not like asphalt racing or even like the modifieds or something else we see. You're just totally wrestling this thing around. He sure is racing like he really wants that spot.
Absolutely. Again, the kind of the rule of thumb is whatever row you start in, that's what position you should finish in to feel safe about making the redraw.
So third row, finish third.
And he started on the outside of row number 2. He should get to spot 2. He's not there yet as Dave Just continues to lead, and Gibler not giving up spot number 2, and Zimbardi overcooks it into the corner a little bit.
And the thing is, too, like with a lot of races, you say, okay, top 4 qualifying. So if you're starting 7th, you get to 4th, you relax a little bit. There's no time to relax with passing points. You're taking every lap like every spot matters.
Absolutely. Boy, Dave Just on a rail down the back straightaway, looking for his second career sprint car heat race win at his hometown racetrack. Boy, the hometown driver's doing okay right now. He's going to score the win.
Graduate of the sportsman division here at Ransomville many years ago. Jordan Gibler does hold off Zimbardi to pick up position number 2.
Yeah, so it looks like Zimbardi will be 9th in the passing points and thus make it into the dash a little bit later on.
We had a chance to chat with some of these guys about what it is they enjoy racing with the Patriot Sprint Tour so much, and we started with a guy you just saw.
It's fun, a lot more relaxing than the weekly grind. Get to go a lot of new places and meet a lot of different people.
I would say mostly it's, kind of the locations that Mike gets here for the tracks we get to go to. There's quite a few of them, a lot around our area, and it makes it easier with the family to get to those places when they're not 4 or 5 hours away. So that, and there's a good group of people here that run the Patriots, and I just really enjoy coming out with them.
Mike Emhoff, that runs this, is He's very good help. He helps everybody in the PST group. He's been a big supporter of me, and he's helped me, so I'm just showing my respect and racing with him as much as I can.
It's a fun group to be around. Mike runs a great organization, and everyone around here is friends, and it's cool to hang out with everybody and have a good race night.
The biggest thing I enjoy is just it's a real family-like group and the camaraderie of everybody. And, when you go back to the hotel, everyone's helping out and hanging out. And, if you need something, everyone's there to help.
It's like a giant family. Everyone's willing to help everyone out. Everyone gets along well. It's just a real fun group to travel with.
The camaraderie around here, it's like a big family. Really enjoy that part of it. We're on the road with all these guys quite a bit, and everyone helps everyone out, and that's a huge part of it.
As you heard, family is definitely a great way to describe the Patriot Sprint Tour. And part of that are the officials who are on the road, just like the race teams. They have a quick break right now, but when we come back, it is the 4 laps of fame dash that will hit the Ransomville Speedway. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Speedway Showcase.
Looking for fast, secure, and reliable on-site storage? Not quite sure how it all works? Here at Averdye Storage Containers, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Call our local facility so we can find the right storage solution for your needs. Once scheduled, one of our delivery specialists will bring your on-site storage container right to you. Step 2. Start loading it up. Furniture, tools, inventory, the options are limitless. Step 3. When the container is emptied out, give us a shout. We will promptly remove it from your site. Let Averdye Storage Containers fill your storage needs today.
It's been 60 years in the making in Niagara County. Competition, excitement, teamwork, and family-friendly fun await you at Ransomville Speedway, where Friday nights in Western New York takes on a whole different meaning. Fans and spectators alike have come out to see hairpin turns and heart-pounding action at the #1 dirt track on the Niagara frontier, Ransomville Speedway. Come out and witness history in the making at Ransomville Speedway off Brayley Road, or get your tickets at ransomvillespeedway.com today.
Whether you're providing power to your outdoor equipment, going on a vacation or camping trip, or ensuring your peace of mind with home standby backup power, there's no limit to the benefits of owning a Champion generator. Use a portable generator or inverter to power your lights and all your major appliances, or use a home standby generator to power your entire home during an outage. The Champion Power Equipment family of generators. Portability, power, and peace of mind.
Welcome back to Ransomville, the Patriot Sprint Tour. And just like every tour with sprint cars, they have a dash, and we have 6 cars here ready to go. And this is 4 laps, $100 to win, Rich.
But a very different qualifying procedure for this. These are the drivers just outside of the redraw. They are 9th through 14th in passing points, like Jared Zimbardi, who was 9th. Todd Hoddick was 14th. That's why they line up the way they do. But the order that they finish will determine row 5, 6, and 7 for the feature. So there is starting positions on the line. And Jared Zimbardi and Jonathan Preston are going to duel it out into turn number 1 and 2.
And you have to wonder if this benefits these guys a little bit more than the guys who are going to start right in front of them. It's a little more track time.
And that is a reason for moving the dash back into this portion of the field. And it's something that the Patriots started a few years ago and others have copied since then. But Jonathan Preston out in front of the field, boy, he has really come along over the last few years. Again, the son of Ray Preston took over the ride a few years ago and has grown by leaps and bounds, and he is dominating. A driver that really likes the Ransomville Speedway, too. Last year finished 6th and 4th in his 2 feature starts.
Boy, Ruggles way out of the groove up there. Had that thing bouncing a little bit as we get a chance to look at Jonathan Preston out in front. He'll see the white flag this time.
And boy, our camera angle's really able to capture how much movement the chassis is doing on the 4 wheels, how much the shocks are helping. You see him come down the straightaway, and that car really leaned over on the left-hand side, and then as he works it off at turn number 4, it's all kicked over, turning almost on his own, and he dominates to pick up the win. He'll start the feature tonight in 9th.
Jared Zimbardi with his 2nd will start 10th. Jordan Thomas 11th as the rest of the field slips by here. We had a chance before this race got going, because obviously things are moving along pretty quickly tonight, to chat with our heat race winners from earlier. So let's go down to the pits and see what they had to say about their race night tonight at Ransomville.
Yeah, thank you. You know, it's always good, to start on the front, and the track's much better than what it was in hot laps. It's a little bit much more smoother, and we just made a few changes to the car, and she was a rocket out there.
Yeah, car was going good tonight. Track's a little bit narrow right now, but they're working hard here tonight to get this thing in shape, and it worked out well for us tonight.
That's a great way for us to start at Ransomville. We actually got 8 laps in. That's the first time in 2 years that we've gotten any heat race laps at all, so we'll take that. Starting position was obviously crucial.
As some teams rejoice after their heat race wins, others have some work to do to get ready for the feature, like Tyler Graves, number 25G, as they are making a quick change of the gears in the rear end. There are other ways to make simple adjustments to get the car ready for the A-Main, though, as Paul Small describes in this episode's Tech Minute.
So how do you get a sprint car to turn? We talked about one way that it's done earlier tonight when we talked about stagger, the difference in circumference between the inside and the outside rear tires. There's another way to change the way the car tracks, and that's with the width of the rear axle and how far out the tires go. Now, after Jared Zimbardi ran the dash event, he decided that he wanted to pull the right rear tire closer in to the car, so they removed one of these axle spacers. Teams have these in their pit boxes, and they'll use these to either lengthen or shorten the rear track of the car for better cornering ability.
As the sprint car teams keep preparing for the feature, the regular Ransomville divisions are doing battle on the Big R. The Patriot race tonight is just one of many big shows at Ransomville in 2017. And to find out more about the biggest show of the year, let's send it back down to Paul in the pits.
Jen Martin's been around racing for quite a while, but she's taking on a new role now as the general manager here at Ransomville Speedway. And Jen, there have been a lot of improvements to this place over the past couple of years with the new ownership.
There has. We're so excited. We have brand new restrooms, brand new concession stands with new improved food over there. We have funnel cake, that's the most popular, corn dogs, and many more new ice creams and things like that. And everybody's loving the array of food and the fresh new restrooms.
And the racetrack has always been the center of attention here because it's such a unique racetrack and unique shape that draws the fans here.
This track, for some reason, we always get so many fans, whether we have the sprint cars, the modifieds, late models, anything. Just people in this area love racing, and most of the racers usually love our track as well. And it's just usually a smooth, fast track, and I'm excited to have everybody in this position to help make it the experience even better for everybody this year.
And I'm sure you're pretty excited as well, speaking of sprint cars, with the World of Outlaws show on the bill this year.
Oh, we're so excited. July 23rd is going to be a huge day. Hopefully a lot of these guys come back to just watch some guys with us. We've already sold over 2,000 tickets pre-sale for that show, and we're just so excited. There's just more and more people calling every day about camping, which we do have open camping that weekend, and just so excited to have the World of Outlaws back here. 20 years it's been since they've been here.
So what kind of an adjustment has it been for you to go from being somebody who's in the pit area to being the person responsible for the whole place?
It's been a pretty big adjustment. I think I'm acclimating well. A lot of help from a lot of people, and I thank all of them. There's so many people to thank, but I know so many people, from officials to racers to fans to families to sponsors, so that has definitely helped, and everybody's been so welcoming and helpful, and I love it. I'm so thankful to the Outlaw family for giving me this opportunity.
That's Jen Martin, the new general manager here at Ransomville. This place continues to thrive.
We're getting closer to the start of the A-Main, and the teams are starting to get strapped in for the feature. Jared Zimbardi will have work to do from the 10th starting spot, which he earned through the dash, while the top 8 redrew for their starting position. The last one to draw was Kelly Hebing, and all that was left was the pole. Here she is with Paul.
And Kelly, the track was locked down on the inside earlier tonight in the heat races. You're starting on the inside. Is that a good thing?
I'm hoping so. Hopefully it'll stay the same and we can make it work for us.
How hard is it going to be to deal with lap traffic if the groove doesn't widen out?
You're just going to have to make your move quick or someone's going to be right behind me, so hopefully it goes our way.
What would it mean to you to win a race from the pole tonight?
It'd mean a lot. It'd be my first 360 win.
That's Little Cobra Kelly Hebing. She'll be bringing the field to the green tonight.
Well, it will be interesting to see how she does from the front row in her first start at Ransomville. The A Verdi A-Main is coming up right after the break. You're watching Speedway Showcase.
You wanted the best? They're coming four abreast. It's the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Cars. The premier wing warriors battle it out. The World of Outlaws Superstars. The greatest show on dirt is coming. The World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series returns for one huge night. It's the Big R Outlaw Shootout presented by Budweiser. Tickets on sale now at worldofoutlaws.com. The greatest show on dirt. Sunday, July 23rd, Ransomville Speedway.
Prestige Pool & Spa is ready to make a big splash this summer with everything you need for your pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, you can trust all your pool and spa needs to Frank Connolly. Looking for a pool, chemicals, parts and supplies? Stop by or give us a call today. We have just what you need and just what you're looking for. Prestige Pool & Spa at the corner of Route 5 and Wood Road, Vernon. Your full-service pool and spa headquarters.
It's been 60 years in the making in Niagara County. Competition, excitement, teamwork, and family-friendly fun await you at Ransomville Speedway, where Friday nights in Western New York takes on a whole different meaning. Fans and spectators alike have come out to see hairpin turns and heart-pounding action at the #1 dirt track on the Niagara frontier, Ransomville Speedway. Come out and witness history in the making at Ransomville Speedway off Braley Road, or get your tickets at ransomvillespeedway.com today.
It's A-Main time at Ransomville, and the cars are getting pushed off for the 25-lap event. Here you see Steve Collins getting underway on the racetrack. Just a moment ago, Paul was on the speedway to file his pre-race report on the track conditions.
The track here tonight at Ransomville was very rough earlier in the evening, but they came out, farmed the racetrack, and graded it, and the end result has been a relatively smooth surface up to the start of tonight's A feature. Now, this track may start to rough up a little bit, and the cushion will build up here on the outside of the racetrack. How far up that cushion goes and how wide the racing lane is going to determine how hard or how easy it is for drivers to overtake tonight.
Good point there by Paul, because really you just don't know it this time. They've reworked the track. Is the cushion going to be there? What's the fast groove? A lot of drivers kind of looking for little things on the track right now as they go around on this parade lap.
Yeah, this four-wide salute, it's always interesting at tracks where the racing groove is only 4 cars wide. That's what you have with the moat on the front stretch. And 21 starters here tonight. It's a decent field for this show here at Ransomville. A lot of other races going on. And our sign impressions race setup also shows us that there are only single file restarts once one lap is completed.
Interesting, and that is pretty much because of the narrowness of the track. As we get a chance to look at the field, these were the guys that did very well in their qualifying heat races. We'll get to some of the guys from the dash here, and there they are right there in row number 5.
Exactly. The way they finish in the dash is rows 5, 6, and 7. You got somebody like Jared Zimbardi, the defending champion and points leader, starting back in 10th. Guys like Joe Trenka coming from 16th and should be a factor. And all the way back to former Oshwegan champion Chris Steele starting back in 19th. Tyler Graves rounding out the field. 25 laps about to get underway out of turn number 4. And there's the girl leading the field to green.
She was texting and talking with her dad, who was at a different racetrack tonight, all night long to get some advice on Ransomville. We'll see how that advice pays off. She jumps out to the early lead.
Yeah, 3 wide back in the pack, and there's Steve Collins making a move into second. Hang on, Jonathan Preston down on the inside in that number 22 as Daryl Ruggles tries to shoot it in the 48 junior. As they work off of turn number 4, that's for 9th place.
And then he had a little shot of that moat. You can see the dip. You really don't want to get your right rear tire in this. We got some pretty intense action here back in the field. One car almost losing it there.
Yeah,
that's Pete Richardson.
He did. He got crossed up. He's in 8th place, and actually he's back to 9th now as Jared Zimbardi makes another move. He's up 3 spots in the last 1 lap.
I love that shot right there off of turn 4. Oh, way up goes Dave Justin. I don't know if he caught the wall or not, but that's about as close as you want to get. He's going to lose a spot as Jared Zimbardi gets by.
Yeah, Zimbardi's on the move right now. Justin's going to cross back to the inside, but things better of it. And you can see Zimbardi almost hooks that right rear into that moat, the descending banking on the front straightaway. But it was just enough to keep him going, kind of steady the car, and able to pull away by a few car lengths over the 54J of Just, who's really having trouble right now with that left front kind of coming detached off the ground. That's not what a sprint car wants to do. Yellow flag is out. It's Chris Steele stopped on the top of turn number 3 and 4. Looks like the front end is folded up.
It sure does, and that might have come out just at the right time for Kelly Hebing. Paul was talking to her about lap traffic, and she was just getting ready to hit that lap traffic for the first time. So first caution here early on in the go, and right now, Rich, the drivers might be making some adjustments in the car, wing angles perhaps, things like that, based on what they felt in these first few laps.
Exactly. They have the wing sliders that can change it, but it's very tough to change under green conditions. Let's see what happened here for Chris Steele, the Canadian. It looks like Dan Bennett and X and he came together. There's another spot shadow, and I think Bennett just got crossed up entering the corner.
Might have hopped the tire.
See how close it was for Kelly. Like you said, she was just closing in on the back half of the field. Here you can see having to shut it down behind the lap cars. So looks like Chris Steele will be done. He would have 2 minutes in the work area if needed, but with a folded up front end, probably not enough time to get that swapped out for the former 358 modified competitor from the Merrittville and Humberstone Speedway. So as I said, single file restarts. Now that we have more than one lap completed, we're 4 down with 21 left to go, and there is no passing until they get to the orange cone on the front straightaway. Steve Collins now on the back bumper of the number 10.
And we'll see how Collins does. He might be waiting for this restart. Whoa, that was interesting, wasn't it?
That one up and peeked it back down to the inside. He did a nice little wheel stand there. Battle on for spot number 5. Josh Ozzie in the black 17Z up the racetrack. Jordan Givler down to the inside. They'll continue to battle for that number 5 spot as they work off at turn number 4, and it looks like Givler's going to get that spot on the bottom of the racetrack.
Well, again, never been here before. Doesn't normally race against the drivers he's racing against today. You see Zimbardi get a spot there as the 17 of Ozzie went up the racetrack there. Zimbardi looks pretty fast right now.
And here's Zimbardi battling with the same guy that was his nemesis in the qualifying heat. Jordan Givler with just enough smooth power through the corner to hold on to that position right now. You see the Pete Richardson 67R drift up the racetrack for 8th, and here comes dash winner Jonathan Preston to the inside.
Like we were talking, did he learn something about that dash? Now we're looking at 3rd. The 81 is Derek Jonathan. Kyle Drum, the 747, actually had sponsorship years ago with the Air Force.
Yeah.
So that was kind of with the 747. Of course, you don't see a lot of those in the Air Force, but still, it's an airline reference. And he's doing well here trying to run down the 81 of Jonathan.
Yeah, Derek Jonathan, despite all his starts here at Ransomville with the PST, his best finish was the last one last year here, an 8th place run. He's doing a lot better than that right now, sitting in position number 3. But let's go back to it. Kelly Hebing, first start here at Ransomville tonight, and she is still outpacing the field.
Dave just making a move around Richardson. Richardson going the wrong way. That's Darryl Ruggles. They call that car the highlighter, and you can see the color of it takes you back to your college days, doesn't it, Rich?
But I like his nickname better. He's the motorized madman, and he's showing it right now. He's on the outside of the racetrack, side by side, and looks like he's going to be able to take away spot number 11 as we go back further forward. And the battle for the lead starting to shape up as Steve Collins is reeling in Little Cobra.
Yeah, a few laps ago, we saw Collins take a look to the inside. The car kind of pushed up on him, and so he's kind of just waiting for his opportunity, taking a peek. Oh, Hebing goes high. He's got her on a turn 2.
And the yellow's out.
So he doesn't have her.
No, I don't think that lap's going to be taken. Jordan Thomas is stopped on the back straightaway, and we will go back to the last completed lap, so Hebing's still the leader.
Will she keep the lead? Will Steve Collins get her? We'll find out when we come back on Speedway Showcase. Welcome back to Ransomville. We just had our second caution flag of the event right when we had a pass for a lead. 11 laps of 25 complete. We're almost to halfway. Even though Steve Collins, that pass didn't count, Kelly Hebing has to be thinking about that right now behind the wheel.
Absolutely. You know these cautions probably give her more chance for the nerves to ramp up. She starts in the chalk box off of turn number 4, and looks like Collins is going to make a bid for the lead down on the inside.
Not going to get it. Oh. Actually sparks there for a second from Collins. They might have touched that time as they went through 1 and 2. Now they go into 3 and 4. Tight corner again. You can see Kelly had a nice run through there that time.
And here comes Kyle Drum for 3rd. Drum on the move to the inside of Derek Jonathan.
Oh, look out, Derek. Look out. Oh, spins it around,
Ooh.
but I think that could have been a heck of a lot worse right there.
Absolutely. Yellow flag back out, and a tough break for Derek Jonathan. Again, a driver with 2 career wins at Ohsweken, but never on the Patriot Sprint Tour. Had his best run going at the track just a few minutes from his home in Lewiston. And, well, he spun around, but that could have been a lot worse. Looks like he just overdrove the corner and then just hooked in the wrong way. And that got bouncing like a basketball, Doug.
Boy, I tell you, his heart is pounding right now. Oh, look at this. Look out the back. Oh, how did he keep that thing on the ground? Wow. Amazing stuff here. That's as close as you really want to get right there. There's all 4 tires off the ground.
Yep.
At that moment. And a wall coming up at you, too. So
did a nice job spinning around. And I thought, from our vantage point, Jared Zimbardi right there was going to whack into him. And he did not. So still short of halfway, 12 down and 13 to go. But it's a tough break. Derek Jonathan does rejoin at the tail end of the field. But there goes his top 3 run.
Oh, I like that.
And Joe Trenka still trying to move his way forward from starting back deep in the field for this one.
And you can see the position. Nothing like what you're familiar with your street car. The wheel is pretty much in your lap. It's a very interesting place to be. Just past halfway now, 13 laps in of 25. Kelly Hebing still out in front, but feeling pressure from the dock. Steve Collins and Kyle Drum.
Yeah, he didn't have as good of a run into turn 1 and 2, did the 67 of Doc Steve Collins, but he had a better run there in 3 and 4. Hebing pulls back away, Drum in third, and Drum starting to find some quick speed on the bottom of the racetrack in that number 47, and maybe setting up a move for the second spot right now, Doug.
And as you're watching Collins, his car doesn't seem to want to hold the bottom when he gets to 3 and 4. He can get the nose in there. He seems to be a little bit better in 1 and 2. So, we've got problem over in turn 3.
Yeah, 3 cars involved. I see Derek Jonathan and Pete Richardson, and it looks like Joe Trenka. And there's the onboard as he has flipped his number 98.
And he is on the left side, too, which is usually...
You see PST officials able to make it down there and check, and he's moving around, which is a good sign, but...
I like how they did that, too. You all right? They touch his helmet to make sure, because just because he's moving doesn't mean he's all right. Let's see what happens.
Jeff Dunn knows what he's doing there, but wow. That's
and he hit the wall.
And
so flip and a wall impact there, Rich.
Take another look at it. It looks like the Pete Richardson 67R is the car he came into contact with. That's a hard up and over. And hang on, Doug.
I don't know if I want to see this.
This could be hard.
Looked like he hopped the wheel. Notice his hands off the wheel.
Wow, that is hard contact.
I think he wheel hopped him. Either Richardson came up, he came down. But yeah, look at his arms there. He does not want to touch that steering wheel, no matter how strong you are. When a car's flipping like that, you cannot hold on to the wheel. I've seen drivers break thumbs, wrists, you name it. It's he did a great job.
He did the right thing there. Boy, folks from DB3 giving us these images here this evening, and hate to see that for Trenka. He came into the night second in points, 4 top 10s in the 4 starts on the PST Tour, but unfortunately will not have one here at Ransomville tonight.
He's out of the car. He's walking under his own power. That's good news. And, of course, right now they're having that conversation with him. Rich, where are we? How you doing? What's the date? We'll let him kind of get things back together. We'll take a break here on Speedway Showcase. It's been a wild one so far here at Ransomville tonight. We've just fired the cars back up after a red flag for a flip with Joe Trenka over in turn number 3. But, Rich, we've still got a lot of laps to go. Kelly Hebing sitting there watching her boyfriend upside down under a red flag. That can't be good.
And that's the thing. I think it was Pete Richardson after the flip that walked over and talked to Kelly, just kind of reassured her. But, again, she's still got the nerves of, hey, I'm not just in the top 5, I'm leading this thing with 11 laps left to go. And hey, Steve Collins helping us out with the onboard. Takes a tear off the mask and takes a tear off the onboard camera as well. So here we are, ready to go back green.
And of course, we didn't need his services at turn 3. That's another thing. And he has actually had to do that a few times at racetrack. Take the helmet off and put he doesn't have his robe with him, but you get what I mean.
Here he goes.
Back to green, going for the lead, down in 1 and 2.
Down on the inside, he might hammer this time. Collins puts the power down, and he's into the race lead.
You can just see him flash by there. Hebing now back to second place in her first run at Ransomville. Ooh, she's getting smaller here real fast.
Yeah, boy, Steve Collins is just turning it up right now. The flying position pulls out to about a 10 sprint car length advantage, and now it's going to be critical for Kelly Hebing to re-hit her mark. She didn't have anything in front of her when she was leading the race, and now we'll have to kind of get it back together as Kyle Drum's closing in quickly in the number 47.
See, she works the top side there. Drum thinks about going to the inside. Really not room just yet, but you're right, Rich. This is a key point for a race car driver. You just lost the lead. You can finish second or you can finish 15th. Right. It's up to what you do. We got a pass here for position 4.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with Jordan Gibler.
Well, there you go. Jared Zambardi just drove underneath him down the back straightaway, and Gibler just drove right back by the 4-time Patriot champion and the 35-time winner in the number 35.
Yeah, again, he's never been here, Jordan Gibler. Doesn't run. He says he's down on power, but of course, every driver says that when they have a different motor. So as we watch second place, but again, impressive run for him. And I'm impressed with Kyle Drum, too. He's worked his way up here, and he's putting all kinds of pressure on Kelly Hebing.
And
I love that.
He's being patient as well. He kind of knows that Kelly's giving it her all right now to hang on to that number 2 spot, and car's starting to step out a little bit from underneath her in the number 10 as it drifts up just a little loose there off the corner.
Yeah, you can really see it that time.
And I don't know how well, and there goes Drum into second. I don't know how well we can see it, but that middle groove in turn number 1 and 2 is really starting to burn up, and you have to go up to the berm or run down at the bottom in 1 and 2. You can see as they go in there that black strip that's been developed. And here comes Jared Zambardi now trying to crack the top 3 as he just got by Gibler a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was able to put that much space between them because they look pretty equal there. And here goes Zambardi. Aggressive move for third place there.
Says, excuse me, Kelly, I got to get my way through. I got to get back up into the top 3 because, for Zambardi, since he won his second career sprint car feature here back in 2007, Doug, he has finished in the top 4 every race except one. And that one time, he was DQ'd because of putting the wrong tire on. So every time he's come across the line in the top 4. He is a dominator here at Ransomville, but he's still got a ways to go to reel in his brother-in-law, Kyle Drum, and the doc, Steve Collins, who is checking out right now.
Yeah, you speak of dominating. He has been for about the last 9 laps or so at this point, definitely running the fastest lap times.
And this is a big deal for Collins. He won a race 2 years ago at Freedom with the Patriots, and then a few years back at Oshweekon in their weekly competition. He's not used to winning every single night that he rolls out in his number 67, so he's 1 lap away, but he does have the lap car of Dan Bennett to deal with here on the final circuit.
Of course, don't get the wrong idea. He's always there. He's a strong runner.
Oh, yeah,
just one Patriot win coming in tonight, looking to double that total.
And he might just do it. Kyle Drum closing in quite a bit, but into turn number 3 and 4, Collins kind of biding his time, hitting his marks, and Doug, it looks like he's got it.
Well, the experienced drivers can feel when somebody's on him and when it's time to wait. So Collins picks up his second career win with the Patriot Sprint Tour. Good run for Kyle Drum, Jared Zambardi, and Kelly Hebing falls back to 4th. But again, she learned a lot tonight. That's her best career Patriot Sprint Tour finish.
Absolutely, and Jordan Gibler comes all the way up from Central PA and rounds out the top 5 here in an exciting 25-lap feature.
Jonathan Preston, and how about Darryl Ruggles picking up some spots there late to finish in 7th. The race is complete, but we're not done yet. We're going to introduce you to the fast runners tonight when we come back.
Whether you're providing power to your outdoor equipment, going on a vacation or camping trip, or ensuring your peace of mind with home standby backup power, there's no limit to the benefits of owning a Champion generator. Use a portable generator or inverter to power your lights and all your major appliances, or use a home standby generator to power your entire home during an outage. The Champion Power Equipment family of generators. Portability, power, and peace of mind.
You wanted the best? They're coming 4 abreast. It's the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Cars. The premiered wing warriors battle it out. The World of Outlaws Superstars. The greatest show on dirt is coming. The World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series returns for one huge night. It's the Big R Outlaw Shootout presented by Budweiser. Tickets on sale now at worldofoutlaws.com. The greatest show on dirt. Sunday, July 23rd, Ransomville Speedway.
Averdye provides a variety of on-site storage and office products for commercial, residential, and industrial customers throughout New York State, including Syracuse and the surrounding area.
We're back here at Ransomville Speedway where the 25-lap Patriot Sprint Tour A-Main is now complete, and the flying physician, Steve Collins, is the winner. Collins made the move on lap 15 to get by Kelly Hebing to take the lead and never looked back for his first win of the year. And you can tell he's pretty pumped up about it as he greets the big crowd here at Ransomville with a wig dance. Let's go down trackside with Paul and hear from the man of the night.
Earlier tonight, I was making a joke about a winning prescription. I think you've written it, Doctor.
Yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered right there. Finally got a good redraw and got to start up front there. And the car was a little tight to begin with. I had to wait for some fuel to burn off, and that red flag gave me a chance to think about it and look at it. I pulled the wing back a couple inches, and gave me a little extra side blade down there and won just what I needed to get the lead there, But I have to hand it to Kelly Hebing, man. She was running a race out there, She was doing a great job, and I knew I had to, pull off something good to get by her, but it was a great night.
And considering you started with that water leak problem in hot laps earlier tonight, this is a nice way to wrap things up.
That's how it always works. You get a few little bugs and you find stuff you got to work out and have a little problem, and then the night ending up well, So it happens like that to us quite often actually, but not to end up with a win, but it was great that we caught that so it didn't end our night early, and with all the cautions, it was up. Temperature was up there tonight, even with it being cool, but I was twisting the engine pretty good too.
Steve Collins, a happy winner in victory lane here tonight.
I like the doctor references, the bugs and all that stuff. So let's take a look at what we just saw in this 25-lap A-Main, Rich.
Collins didn't have the easiest road to get there, but a critical move to get by Derek Jonathan here to get into second on the opening circuit. It was wild behind them, but Kelly Hebing had the field pace for quite a while. And then we thought Steve Collins had the lead on lap number 12 or lap number 11. Went down to the inside, made the pass, but the caution comes out just as he did. The lap wasn't taken when Jordan Thomas stopped on the backstretch, so Hebing took the lead back.
Yeah, and they have to have everybody complete in a wild ride that could have been a lot wilder for Derek Jonathan.
Absolutely.
Here.
Very lucky he didn't go over, but unfortunately lost the top 3 spot. Not as fortunate for Joe Trenka. Still hard to watch, that number 98, really, but he is all right and was able to walk away, got some medical attention, but he's okay. And then on that restart, Steve Collins decided it was time to go, and boy, he hit the fun button off of turn number 2.
Yeah, and you heard what he said. We were wondering what was going on during that red flag. He had a little chance to think about it, make the right adjustment with the car, and took the lead immediately.
And then it was Kyle Drum saying, hey, I want to reel in the dock and have a chance. Drum was a driver that helped Steve Collins get into the sprint cars when he did that about 5 years ago. Closed in, but ran out of time, and it was Collins able to pick up the win. Let's hear from Kyle Drum. He was second.
Second place finisher tonight in the Patriot Sprint Tour A-Main is Kyle Drum, and Kyle looked like he ran out of laps there at the end.
Yeah, I closed right in on him there towards the end. This place treated us very nice tonight. I got a good heat run, and car was on for the future. So a couple more laps, I think we would have had him.
Do you think if there had been some longer green flag runs, it would have benefited you?
Well, that last one was kind of long, so yeah, maybe. I mean, we were closing in, so.
That's Kyle Drum, runner-up finisher here tonight.
So let's take a look at the results from here tonight at Ransomville as the top 3 celebrate their accomplishments down in victory lane. I know Zimbardi wanted to win, but still a solid third place for him. He's running for a championship.
It is. Kelly Hebing really the story of the night. Able to get up there, first start at Ransomville, and as I said in the open, this place is not kind to rookies, and she found a way to not just make it through, but finish in the 4th position. Jordan Gibler as well, first time here, able to finish in 5th, and third straight top 6 for Jonathan Preston here at Ransomville. That's impressive as well.
See, Joe Trenka scored 15th after his flip right there. Derek Jonathan could have been a little better for him tonight. He's got to be a little bit disappointed. Jordan Thomas, tough break for him as something broke there. Let's check in with our 3rd place finisher.
For Jared Zimbardi, it's the 3rd place finish tonight. Probably not what you wanted coming in, but a 3rd still puts you on the podium.
Yeah, we're actually happy with that. That's how you win championships, to start 9th and come up through it. The track was pretty tough tonight. It was a little bit narrow, a little rough, and you know, we come to Ransomville, we like to get up on the wall, and we couldn't really do that tonight because it was just a little bit too rough. But looking forward to coming back next time.
That red flag, was that a help or a hindrance for your car?
It seemed to be a help because I think I was sitting in, 6th or 7th or something, and somewhere in there. And I don't know if some other guys' tires sealed over, and ours stayed pretty good because it, I was able to hook up on the bottom, like right on the very, very bottom where it was smooth, and get by a few guys.
Jared Zimbardi picking up a 3rd place here tonight at Ransomville.
And you'll see in a moment when we do look at the point standings why this really was a good night tonight for Jared Zimbardi. Sure, he wanted to win, but the 3rd place, big picture, good night.
Now, the tour will be back in August here at Ransomville, but in between these two Patriot shows, the World of Outlaws will be in for the first time in 20 years on Sunday, July 23rd. And I would imagine somebody like Jared Zimbardi would be competing in that race as well. You do take a look at the points, and he is up by quite a bit over the winner tonight, Steve Collins, who moved up a spot in the standings.
Points.
Joe Trenka goes from 2nd back to 3rd.
And, of course, we'll be not just here at Ransomville. We're doing a lot of different things this year. We've got a couple of dates coming up at Weed Sports Speedway.
Yeah, the sportsman action from the Weed Sports Speedway will be showcased right here on Spectrum Sports in July with more episodes throughout the year.
What a night it was. So glad you were able to spend it with us. What a night it was at Ransomville.